Now to Morocco and the latest from the 22nd Conference of the Parties, or COP22. The conference is about to head into a key second week of talks. CCTV's Dan Williams has the latest from Marrakech.
We're at the halfway stage of COP22. This has been called the COP of Action as organisers here look to implement the Paris Agreement, the landmark Paris Agreement. So far there have been 105 ratifications of that agreement. That points towards a successful first week here in Marrakech, but organisers are calling for even greater action.
Now we have even more urgency to get to work and finalize the elements that we need in order to have a fully operational Paris Agreement. The fine print, the rule book, and the rules through which governments will measure, account for, and review how global climate action is being advanced.
Well, a lot of talk on the sidelines this week has focused on US President-elect Donald Trump, who is a known climate change skeptic. There are fresh reports that he will still pull out of the Paris Agreement, but organisers here are playing down the significance.
We stand ready to build a very strong and constructive relationship with the administration of the President-elect Trump in order to advance in this agenda that we are convinced is in the interest of the well-being of all humanity.
Well, now comes the key part of this conference, where more than 50 heads of state will add their weight and support during the high-level segment. The majority of those leaders will be from Africa, and it has to be remembered, of course, that out of the 50 most vulnerable nations in the world that have been affected by climate change, 36 of them come from Africa. There are key questions as to who and how best to support those vulnerable nations in terms of compensation, as well as other finance questions in terms of how these developing nations can fund their own green and renewable energy options. There is still a long way to go for organisers if this conference, if this COP will live up to its billing as a COP of action. Dan Williams, CCTV, Marrakech.